And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by
those guys.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Those guys.
And
yes.
It is hump day, the middle of the week. Yeah, that is Wednesday. Yeah, right. Wednesday, right? The middle of the week. Hump day.
Yes, it is.
How's everybody's Wednesday been going? You know, the last few days have been pretty nice. The wind has been up and down here and there, but I hope everyone's been able to get out and fly. I'm just talking about what's going on here.
Hey, Gary.
Well, sure, what's going on everywhere else. Hey, what's going on there, Gary? My main man, Gary.
What's going on,
Gary? How's your day going, Gary? You been able to get out and fly?
I hope. EBR, FPV was good, man. SJM drones.
Bagwell was here first, right?
Huh?
Matt Bagwell was here early first, right?
Yes, he was. Jody, drone shots. Barkley, what's good? Hope everyone's doing well. Happy hump day to you guys.
Jody.
Good morning, Rob, over in Australia. He's even up early. Good morning, Stu. I know you're listening over his shoulder. Aviano, Rob C. Hello, everyone.
What's going on? Hey.
You know what? We need to title the live streams like this a lot more. People coming in early. We appreciate this.
Well, you know,
Marcel had a birthday. Belated happy birthday this week. Yes, he had a birthday.
I almost missed that. Yeah, I saw that out. Hey, happy birthday, man.
Yes, definitely. John Olson. Good evening to you.
What's going on, man?
How is everyone on hump day? How is your week? I hope it's going well. Mine is okay.
Yeah,
mine is One Vision. How are you? What's going on, Herman?
What's going on? Hey, no, I mean, today I've been doing some stuff here. I had to take care of some paperwork, and I had to run some stuff over to, how they say it, I got a guy, you know?
You got a guy? Well, for those of you, Warren, what's good? Yes, really quick before you say anything, for those of you who are of our age group and maybe slightly younger, Herman has a treat for you guys. He's not giving nothing away.
No.
But you're gonna get it, you're gonna get into, how would I say, into Herman's psyche and how he thinks about No,
not really. No.
Well,
no. Because
all right, you guys, Corey Mano, what's good? How are you?
Because I was accused of being a nerd, and I never really thought so. I just,
Corey Mano, why did the drone go to the psychiatrist? Because it was having a mid-flight crisis.
Is that one of those?
Happy hump day.
One of those.
The dad jokes, yes. Irvin Mitchell, what's good, man? Happy hump day to everyone.
Irvin.
That's it. Happy hump day. Oh, I see what it is. I have a green shirt on and the water's green.
Yeah, so yeah.
No, Herman's not gonna do the Humpty dance, Warren. That's not happening. That's what it is. Green shirt. And
there was it's funny because everything, it seems like everything happens to come up on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something that came up on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I remember this because everybody has that thing that that one thing as a kid that they really love. And that, me personally, it was a couple of them, but
right.
I saw this and I was like, I had posted something, I think years ago, on the campus of memory, and I reposted this thing on Facebook, and couple of guys had hit me in messages on it about, oh, I remember I'll tell you what it was. It was an AFX racing set.
Yes, yes, the
Right.
slot racing.
Right. And I used to love these things. And I used to get that and new train stuff every year for Christmas as a kid. My mother, she just, I don't know, she maybe wanted me to go into the railroad. I don't know. I don't know. That she bought me those things and building and stuff to building sets. So, I guess that's why eventually I went and became an electrician. I don't know.
Turn on sharing.
You need to share already. Wow.
I'm on point, bro.
But anyhow, so a lot of guys hit me up on that and was talking back and forth in messages.
You're talking this one right here.
Which one?
This one. I had this set this was the set, one of the ultimate sets.
Yeah, that was the one where when you pass by and
the crowd cheered.
Yeah. Was that the one? No, not that
this one. No, not this one.
No, not that one. But I did have that set.
It's one of these.
You would have to go
I
back.
I had that set. Oh, here it is. This might be it right here. I had that set. I had about 3 or 4 sets. This is the one where the crowds cheer. This was one of them. This wasn't the one you showed, but
yeah, that wasn't the one I showed. But anyhow,
it's close.
Regardless,
right, when you pass through the crowd would cheer.
I had the stands were looked like a grandstand and had a speaker in it. And it was a whole thing to do. But anyhow,
okay,
it was fun. It was a great thing as a kid. And a couple of guys hit me up a message on. We messaged back and forth. We started talking about other things. And I had also reposted a thing on a comic book. But you remember Hong Kong Fooey?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the cartoon as a kid when I was growing up. We used to watch that on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And what was it exactly? Was it Charlie Mafia? Yeah, he hit me up. He was like, he's somewhat. We're talking about comic books back and forth, and I had mentioned that to him that I not have all the comic books, but I did keep like trains and stuff like that I had from years ago and stuff like that. And I was like, I was gonna probably show some of them on the live stream because
and I thought it'd be a great idea.
Nostalgia stuff that we had back from when we were a kid, but like there's those things that I still hold on to, and there's so much others that, and then there's things that came on. There's things that came on years later, and then all of the space that I'm taking up with these friggin' drones and shit. But it's just funny because I don't know why, but you see this, Lawrence? This is the train I was telling you about.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
I don't know why.
That's a 242.
Right. I don't know what made my father think that a 2-year-old needed something like this. That's how old this thing is.
Wow.
So I mean, I've had it for these years. It still runs. My mother kept it in a box and when I was in college and everything like that, and she gave it back to me years later. I even have this. And you remember this when this came out, the bicentennial?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. The 76.
The year 1770. It came out in 1976, commemorating 1776.
Yeah.
I do remember.
So I still keep those things. And then so it's like I remember talking with Draymond because Draymond was telling me about he had the same racing set, but I remember it was on one of the another show that Draymond thought he was like he had called me a nerd, and I was because I was into the drones, And I'm like, I'm not, I mean, if you want to call it that, I mean, I never thought I was a nerd, but I just like, I've always like bought other stuff. And I don't, the one
Hey,
thing I
Draymond.
always wanted to do, Lawrence, seriously, was to
Yeah.
get this autographed by Adam West.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I never opened it, and I don't know if you can see it.
It's
But
your screen. Your computer screen is so wide that all we see
is
is
a
like a
glare.
reflection. You might have to hold it on an angle.
Yeah,
On an
the
angle.
glare
So
is always going to be there because of the
yeah, there
light.
you go. There you go. Right there. Right there. Right there. Hold it with the top. Yeah.
But
Right
you'll
there. You
never
can
be
see it.
able to see it. It's the 1960s Batman. It
Wow.
actually has Adam West's face, and
Aloha's.
you could take the mask off, and you could actually see that it's Adam West.
And you never got a chance for
No, I
him to
never got a
autograph it.
chance to get it
Wow.
autographed. But you see, like I said, I never considered myself a nerd to put myself on the list for Comic-Con, even though I had to work at Comic-Con several times on the build out.
You see what Draymond put? Draymond says our generation just grew up being hobbyists, either it being railroading, a slot racing car, or comic books. You're 100% right, Draymond, about
But
that.
when I saw the other one, I had to get his sidekick, Burt Ward. It's
Yeah,
got,
of course. Robin.
yeah, Robin. It's got the whole setup in there. It's got everything for the utility belts, and yeah, it's everything is in it. I never opened those things, So those are just a couple of things that I had, and I just wanted to show guys that that I had, because I always tell you about my trains and stuff like that. I got a box of shit and stuff that's been in. I don't have the place to lay it all out.
I was just typing in the chat. One Vision was saying he still has all his brother's HO stuff in the attic, a full train board with buildings. And I was just typing in the chat that I used to build full layout boards, but I focused on yards, freight yards, because I was in the freight trains, and I was into the switches, the switchers, the cows, the calves. They had powerless units called slugs. And at that time, we had to build our own slugs. Now you can buy a slug, which is a motorless powered cab that you can hook up to the cars, and they control remote control from the towers in actual freight yards. But I've had a lot of yes, Warren. That is an actual action figure with authentic pow, pip, and bang.
Right. Yeah, it moves everything. If you take it out the box.
Oh, Barkley says, you have some cool stuff, Herman. Where do you live again?
Oh, 553 Tennessee Court.
Oh, yeah. Send them there. Penthouse. Don't forget. You gotta mention the penthouse, or you won't get in the building. Good. Anyway, yes, Herman does have some good stuff. He's always telling me about it. And I was explaining how I was in the HO gauge trains as well. I was talking with some of the guys in the chat. And when you told me you had one of the original Adam West dolls, I was like, yeah, you better hold on to that. Definitely.
Yeah, it's got his actual face. If you can take the mask off and and it's got his actual face. With the mask on, you see it's his actual, the bottom of his face, the way they made him up for the TV
right.
show. Yeah.
Hey, Michael Blades, what's good, man? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Well, if you haven't done it already,
Spider-Man too from the movies.
Yeah.
From the movie, yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay. Barkley says 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's another great address.
Well, you can find some nice stuff there too.
Oh yeah, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure you could. You could.
It's funny because there was I noticed that it was lately that a lot of moving on with drones like the Mavic 3 Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay. The Mavic 3 Enterprise, right? Now that you start to see reviews coming up on that drone, you start seeing it how and you're hearing it. I'm listening to a couple of guys that that are deep into the pool of the drone thing, and they were talking about it, and they were talking about how the sensor on that drone being so nice,
Yeah.
and robust, that it's getting some very good quality images when they're working with it. For that to be said, I've been listening lately, and I've been listening to guys talking about the Phantom 4 Pro, and some of the same people were talking about the Phantom 4 Pro, and they were talking about the quality and the accuracy that they get with that lens, with that sensor,
Right.
working with that, and how much better it is now with and ease and quicker it is to get certain jobs done with the new Enterprise drone. So it's like it's slowly phasing the Phantom 4 Pro out. Even with still being said, that guys are still using the Phantom 4 Pro on a daily basis to do certain things. And I've listened to guys talk about using this drone on a daily basis to do certain things. And it's funny because I happen to have two Phantom 4 Pros, one that operates on OcuSync 2 and one that operates on Lightbridge. They both operate the same, pretty much. The cameras are the same.
Yeah, just different operating systems.
They have the same sensors. They have different operating systems. Now, what I will tell you what's the difference is, as you start to move further away from, or as the drone moves further away from you.
Hey, Mendez. Yeah.
The picture quality after a certain distance and in certain conditions start to change.
Right.
With the Lightbridge. Lightbridge is the system that DJI came out with, and when they came out with the Phantom 4 Pro, they came out with Lightbridge 2 with that and the Inspire 2. And, in certain situations that, even believe it or not, with Lightbridge being what made DJI the drone that it is, and with these drones, because everybody flew the hell out of them Phantom 3s, the Phantom 3 professionals,
What?
And the Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Pro. Guys flew the hell out of those drones.
There was a time, Herman, in New York, that all you saw in the sky were Phantom 4 Pros or Phantom 4 Series drone.
Right, but what I'm saying is that I watched some things happen with this drone, and I'm like, wow, people from when I first got in, I said, you go look at some of the old Phantom videos, and guys is flying the old Phantoms all the way up into the friggin' clouds, bro. And I'm like, where the hell are you going with this thing? And I'm like, I watch and I listen now to how we come to this day where now I look at, back then, what were we talking about? The entry to play when a little drone was like $1,500 to get in, to even get into the market, and it was pretty steep back in the day. And the prices came down on these things a little bit, and that's when I guess a lot of guys, I got it. I'm not gonna lie, even when the prices came down a little bit, I jumped in, but still to play, the top price was $1,500. The cheapest you could probably get in was like $500.
Yeah.
Logan
Carpenter says he misses his Phantom 3 standard.
and
I believe it.
and honestly, and I bought because I wanted to take care of this thing. I sort of, first get into the hobby. I thought it sort of was like something I was spending good money on. I wanted to, plus, and I bought two. I had, I bought, a hard case for it. And the hard case made it easy to take it out to fly because it had wheels on it. You could roll it and everything. But the hard case made it a friggin' suitcase. And if I had to travel with it now, you would have to check something like that. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's funny because you look at Google, right? Google says that portable means that something that is able to be easily carried or moved, especially because being of lighter or smaller version.
Right.
Right.
And that was the definition of portable.
Right. And then I said to myself, but it's portable, I can move it around. It may not be easily accessible for, or easily, stored in some places. But I said, you know what? I ran into this thing.
Okay. I remember that bag. I remember that. That's one of your favorite bags.
And when I first saw this bag, right? Because remember, like I told you, everything was expensive. Everything was expensive. This bag was like $280 something when I first saw this bag. A little low pro something. I think was it the 950 or whatever? And me and Big Mac jumped on it at the same time because it was a sale that they had on Amazon for it. And this bag, right? It's a knapsack. As you see, I showed you. It's a knapsack, right? This fits Phantom 4 Pro.
Right.
The drone. 4 batteries.
Hey, Angie.
Spare props, a laptop, a tablet, because there's spots and there's pockets in it for all of that.
Right.
And that made it, what was it? A smaller version, an easily accessibly carried, right? So
made it portable.
So for the guys that never owned a Phantom 4 Pro, let's stop the verbiage.
Yeah, Draymond says he has two of the same Smart Tree backpacks. He has two of the same backpack.
Because compact is something that is, tightly put together and easily accessible to be carried. That's what compact is.
Right. But a lot of people, what was funny? When the Mavic series came out,
well, let's talk about
the first thing people said was, it's portable.
Oh yeah,
and I see your point.
Portable.
The Phantom 4 Pro was portable too. So was the 3DR Solo. Maybe I looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with the backpack.
You know what?
It was still portable.
I gotta tell you something. That same knapsack, I didn't show you the inside of it, but if you turn the cups inside of it the other way, it fits the 3DR Solo.
Yeah, I believe it.
No, it's designed for both drones.
His holds 6 batteries.
What happened?
He's got the same two. He said he's got 2 of the same bags you have, and his holds 6.
Well, I only put 4 in it because I put camera stuff in there too, because it can hold my camera and other camera stuff in there too. So yeah, it can hold 6 batteries, but I only put 4 in there so as that I can put the camera on the top. For anybody, well, you got the bag, the top opens so I can put a camera in there and I can put lenses and stuff inside the bag.
Right.
And other stuff. And then if you wanted to carry a charger, it'll fit the charger if you have someplace to charge.
Right.
But yeah, that's what made it portable.
Well, what I was saying was, it's a shame because when the Mavic series started with the Mavic Pro, everyone was saying how the Mavic Pro is so portable and and can go anywhere. And I'm like, you guys, all of you
Mhm.
guys were just flying Phantoms and 3DR solos, and now all of a sudden the Mavic Pro it's portable, it's
I
smaller.
I told you that when I came to the when I first came to NYC Five Bros, I came to one of the meetups, and
Hmm.
I saw all the guys had 3DR solos, and I had a Phantom.
Hey, Lance.
I was like, wait a minute, is there something I don't know? I mean, is it, I got the wrong shit. I thought I was
and
cool with this DJI thing here, and guys got that other joint. I'm like, yo, do I got the wrong shit? Because you don't
it
want to
was just
show up.
that was you came
You
in
don't want to
during.
show up at the car show with the wrong kind of car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, but you came in during the transition from 3DR solos. A lot of people transitioning from 3DR solo to DJI. And then, of course, you had your diehards that were like, Rob in Australia right now. He's like, curse you all. I still love my 3DR solo. He still flies it today. Present
You know
day,
what? A
Rob
lot
in
of guys
Australia.
still do.
Yes, yes. I even know guys
Ask
that
them if they
the
cried or
3DR
what it
Iris
takes to get
Plus,
to what they had to
Iris
fly.
Plus was also another bird from 3DR that people didn't even know about. A lot of people were flying. Lance says he still has his Iris Plus. Now that was bigger than the Solo. And the 3DR Solo, you guys out there know who had one or heard one, it sounds like you're starting up a lawnmower. But that thing could withstand 35-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, well, you know
Easily,
what's crazy?
easily.
All of the older drones did. They did fly, that because I mean they just put a big ass motor on them.
Yep. That's why the 3DR Solos sound like a lawnmower.
It's like
Phantom 4
wow,
and
big ass
Mavic 3.
propellers.
Oh, sky controlled.
You remember
Aloha,
how
dude. Huh?
you remember how the Phantom used to sound
Mm-hmm.
in
They
certain
said his
places?
Phantom 4 and Mavic 3 out here for the surf. And he's got his Mini 2 with him. He knows you carry your birds with you. Someone said, John Olson says, a Volkswagen is portable. One of my high school friends and his three brothers took the art teacher's Volkswagen and put it on her porch. Wow. But listen,
You know
Draymond's
what?
right.
Everybody's got their definition of portable, and I
But you
guess
see
that
what Draymond,
the
huh?
military finds a lot of things portable that you might not find portable.
That's true. Draymond says everybody cried about the size, but go out and buy hard cases for those portable Mavics.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny. He still got the video. and we're all we're saying is stop it with the portable thing. Like Herman
Especially,
says, the verbiage that you
especially
guys, some of you
because
guys speak out there
right,
and
because
have
you hear one
never
guy
flown a
say it,
Phantom.
you hear one guy say it, and then the verbiage catches on, and it's like, yo, let me get some views with using the same verbiage that he used.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just making it known that we hear a lot of what guys
I'm just
talk
saying,
about
I just
out
find it
there.
to be funny, and it's still going on to this. To like how many years later we still talking about the portable shit? Well, like I said, I want to talk about friggin' drones, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, this supposedly and this has been going on a little bit, well, since the ninth, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this
It's for a
suppose
while.
there's a Easter sale for DJI
Mm-hmm.
with some deals on the was it the Mini 3, the Air 2S, and the FPV combo, right? I guess that was the one everybody loved, right?
Yes, yes. Those were the big sellers.
Yeah, that was the guy there. I seen this here, and I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, okay, because honestly, and I'll show you the truth, and I and I'll get into that later on, especially with that,
Oh yeah.
talking about the mini drones, but the sale on this here now, I talking about they're 15% off on that, but they've already been reducing the price on these things already. And I think that DJI is trying to find a way. I mean, they made their money on those drones already, right? When the release date, when everybody jumped on all of the pre-sales and everybody ran out and got it first day. That's where they make all of their money on this product, right? In the first month or so of sales, and whatever, because listen, it's just like when you remember, I don't know, well, maybe you're not, but some might be familiar with like albums, like when back in the day with vinyl.
which have made a comeback. Vinyl.
All right. Well, like with vinyls, like, okay, well, if you like take you an artist, you were projected to sell X amount. Well, we would ship already, like certain artists are shipped platinum already. So like, they say this album is certified platinum. That's because the stores already bought a platinum amount of your album. They're already in the stores already. You know what I'm saying? They're just waiting to go through the register to count the sales. You know what I'm saying to you? Who cares? They've already shipped certified gold, whatever, certified platinum. So with something like that, like DJI knows once they got all of them sent out to their who's going to what, other stores like, Best Buy and Adorama and whoever. And then now they got their sales coming out. Everybody jumps on, goes to their website and buys them. That's where they make their money in the first. Now they're just trying to get rid of the rest of those N1, those what they call it, the N1R, whatever controller that is there. Yeah, the RCN1. Yeah. They're just trying to get rid of more of those controllers. They got a stockpile of them.
I know.
Once
they start coming out with all of those,
distribute that stockpile that they got amongst all of their customers.
Right, because once they started coming out with the smart controllers, they probably realized they produced too many N1 controllers. So let's come out with a drone that runs on the N1 controller. We won't have any complaints about it. It's a mini drone, and that's where the SE comes in. Artist Fun was saying that she was looking for a drone. I was asking, was she looking for a beginner drone? Because right here on the page, let me share real quick on DJI's page, this is the most affordable drone out there for a beginner, less than $500. The SE.
You know what's funny about that?
Right here.
And
$399.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to mention the rest of the sales, but everybody's probably seen it by now. And I did want to mention this mini SE, and for me, I would not buy this drone. And for me to recommend this as a drone, as an entry-level drone for someone, I would have to really ask you what your droning needs are.
Right. But this is that's because you're a more established pilot.
Are you hardcore really into getting in and flying, or you just want to be able to get some nice little pictures and do some simple little videos? Are you going to try to do anything serious with it? Because you saw what happened when we were out by Calvert with this thing the last time we were over in that area, right?
Oh yeah.
With the Mini 3 Pro, right? Okay, that thing was going to Coney Island, and I wasn't trying to.
Right, I remember. He went up in the air. Now see how they show they're following the kid. Level 5 wind resistance. Level 5 wind resistance means no more than 10 miles per hour. FYI.
That's funny because that's what they're all saying at the 3 But when you really get into it, and like I said, you see what they show you here. Cool, fun. That's what you're gonna do. Like that, knock yourself out. Get this drone, jump on this, because there's no need to buy a Holly Stone that does not fly well.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I don't recommend shit to guys that I wouldn't buy for myself. But I know how DJI flies, and I've flown the Mini 2. I've flown the Mini 3 Pro. They fly well.
See, she says Until.
And that until comes up a lot quicker than it does for something like the Air 2S or the Mavic 3 or even the Phantom 4 Pro. You understand what I'm saying? To that until,
Right.
meaning that one guy that we have no control over, which is wind.
Hey,
Now,
hey, Jackrabbit. Yes. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. But she says she wants to use it for, she wants to use a drone for, we want to use a drone for our garden videos. Mike's garden channel has really took off. So I said, well, to be honest, if you're going to do for the like that in the garden and stuff, and maybe little things around the house, the Mini SE is more than perfect as long as you don't mind, and I put this in the chat, 2.7K video. If he's just putting, if he's just uploading, huh? Go ahead.
I think they want to take, she wants to take pictures, right?
Pictures and or video. He has, I'm assuming he has his own channel.
Because honestly, for $100 more, you can get the Mini 2, and it shoots in 4K.
Right now, see, it shoots it. Repeat that.
Like $100 more, you can get the Mini 2.
Yeah, $100 more.
This
is right. The SC is $339. For $439, you get 4K for an extra $100.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
If that's important to you, but if you're only taking pictures or you're uploading videos just to show your stuff in the garden around the house, 2.7K is more than enough. You know who likes 4K?
Isn't that the same?
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't that the same? The same drone. The only difference is the
camera shoots in 4K. Yep. So think about it.
Batteries.
If you're gonna get the you're thinking about the 2.7K, the battery life is the same, right? One is 30 minutes, one is 31 minutes.
No, 31, same.
Oh, see.
Same.
But we're gonna tell you art is fun. Like Herman said, we cannot endorse or tell you what to buy, but I'm telling you not what to buy.
I'm just saying,
don't go into the local store and buy a Holly Stone. And I know some people have started out. Thanks, Gary.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm not telling you not to get one.
Exactly.
I wouldn't buy one because I wouldn't buy one because I've flown the
hey, Uncle Bill.
I've flown the Mini 3 Pro, and as well as it does fly, it has to have certain conditions be that way for it to continue to be that way. But when I put the Mavic 3 up in the air, I can fly it in ways that I can't fly the Mini 3 Pro, and in places that I can't fly the Mini 3 Pro.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, it just doesn't perform the same. And it never will, and it's not supposed to.
They're two completely different birds.
So it depends on your kind of flying you want to get into. So like if you told me I got a 17-year-old son, I would say like, don't, because you're gonna buy him another one, or he's gonna be buying another one in the next 6 months.
Right.
You understand? Because that just like when I bought the
Phantom 3.
When I bought the Phantom 3 standard, in 6 months I was back at the store
buying a Phantom 4.
Getting a Phantom 4.
And perhaps she wants to sell pictures of the garden from above, etc. Therefore, the Mini 3 Pro may be even a better choice. Correct. But for that owner that doesn't want, oh yes, you missed that, Scott. You're gonna have to watch the replay. He was showing his actual Adam West collection.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny.
Adam West.
But getting it, you're 100% right, Barkley. She might as well get the Mini 3 Pro. But for that person that does not want to break the $500 mark, she has options. 2 or 3 options.
Like I said, if 4K is really something that you need for
you get the next model up
more, you can get the Mini 2.
Agreed.
Right? The Mini 2, right? Isn't it? The Mini 2. It's $100 more, isn't it? And you get 4K.
Yep. Yeah. So it's food for thought. It's depending on what you're looking to do. The
And
Mini 3 Pro handles the wind much better. It does, Barkley, because it's a lot
it,
beefier.
it
Yes, it
does.
definitely
It,
does.
it, it does, but like I said, I've flown the Mini 2 and I've flown the Mini 3. They both fly well until, you know.
Right. But to be honest, art is fun. Go with
So
what you do
it,
the research yourself. Don't say Lawrence said to get this and I got that, and you have to do the research, and you do the
okay,
research by asking questions of people who own the drones
okay.
and have
Here's the
flown
deal.
them.
I have a Mini 2. I have the Mini 3 Pro. I have an Air 2S. I have the Mavic 3. I have the Phantom 4 Pro and the V2. Now,
And your Tello.
and I have the Tello. The Tello can't handle. Now, taking into consideration the size and of the motors and everything that's on this drone and how well it can fly, no matter what people tell you. And I say this before, depending on if you ask me about an entry-level drone, I said yes, fine. It's a good entry-level drone. But
Correct.
who are you getting it for and what are you getting it to do? Are you
Right.
interested in trying to get this shot that Lawrence has behind you? Yeah, sure, you could probably get it
Depending on the day.
dependent on the day. You know what I mean? On certain days, yeah, you probably get it any day, but you can't do too much flying around with it because you'll end up losing the thing.
Right. Right.
Whereas
Now, like
that,
she said, if she's doing garden shots
right, the
and
garden shots and everything, you're not doing something like that. So for something like that, yeah, I would say, yeah, on a small level like that. But if you were telling me that you were getting this for like your 17-year-old son, he's only going to get bored with that shit in like 6 weeks. After
true,
he's, or maybe after he's lost it.
true. Hey, Leonard, what's up, man? If everyone's saying, Herman, you
Mhm.
should, they're waiting for you to say, I'm Batman. I said, you need more liquor for that. And,
Oh,
One Vision says Herman needs, I'm Batman startup sound on his FPV quad. You know,
you know what? You know what? I don't even think it works anymore, but it's in one of them boxes.
yeah.
The alarm clock where you
Oh,
hear,
the Batman alarm clock.
yeah,
She
when you
was
hear
telling me about.
when you hear that the wheels on the Batmobile, right? And then
You
you
hear it
hear,
screeching.
yeah, you hear Robin go, jumping Jehoshaphat's Batman, we need it again. Okay, Robin.
You know, if you put that in a kid's room, they'd probably smash it, right?
That was my alarm when I was a little kid.
Really? And you
Yeah.
still have it.
I told you my mother packed all that shit up.
Yeah, when you went to college. It saved it for you. See, that's a good mom. That's a good mom, definitely. The most important thing is
Bro,
settings. This is true.
she sold my Tonka trucks.
Yeah, yeah, you were telling me that must
So
have been hard.
yeah, so anyway. But yeah, the Mini 2 SE, yeah, I don't know why it came out with it. There's so many of those drones are almost the same, and for $100 more, you can get the 4K, and it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, what's the difference? You had the chart there from that shows the
Which,
difference. It in I think it was in one of those articles that was out there on the Mini 2 SE when it came out. Was it Drone Life? No, no,
no, it
no.
wasn't. No.
Drone DJ. Drone DJ had a comparison of the drones. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about if you go to Drone DJ. they had a comparison of all of those, the Mini 2, the Mini 2 SE.
Hey, Johnny, what's good?
And the Mini SE or whatever, the old one that was on Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
See, I'm standing up for you. I said Herman could use more liquor. They said they're waiting for you to say I'm Batman. I said you need more liquor. So someone goes, more Henny for Herman. I was like, he don't drink that cheap shit.
Well, you know what's funny?
He don't drink that cheap stuff.
I do, but not all the time. I mean, cognac is good, but gotta be careful.
Hey, Flying Flynn.
You know what, Lawrence?
Yeah.
I always love a good one shot every now and then. I don't mean a one shot, but a one shot video.
Yeah.
And what was this guy? Is this Thomas Hopkins?
Is it Thomas Hopkins?
Yeah, photography.
Yes. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, he had a one shot. Play on space.
Yes, he does. I like it. And
what was that? Fort McCurry?
Correct.
Hi there. Welcome to Play on Space. What can I do for you?
We're here to play.
We're here to play? Okay. Have you signed our
Can I get a pepperoni pizza,
Yeah.
please? Sure. Awesome.
Yeah, now they're
Look
telling
out,
them,
don't hit
don't
the
look at the
lady.
drone. Don't look at the drone. Don't look at the drone. Ignore the drone.
I am your party host for today, and your room is now ready. Come on in.
Yeah, don't hit nobody.
Right?
Okay. Just flew through there.
Yeah, see, they run for your life. Run for your life.
Wow.
Don't look at the drone. Don't look at the drone. You got to say that to people. All the parents are looking at who's acting better than the parents.
Now I'd like to know how they actually set this up and how they got people on board to have their kids in there with this drone flying around.
Right.
And I take my hat off to him because it did a good job. And I guess
Very good.
Everybody was involved in this, you know. And I saw this, I hit him up. I was like, yo, let me show this video on the live stream. He was like, yeah, go ahead, man, show it. So I was
I commend him. Hey, Fly Guy Merrill. I commend him ignoring the spinning blades of death above your head. Exactly, Warren. because it's hard for someone who doesn't know how to act or ignore things like that.
Mhm.
It's hard. I see professional actors and actresses that an Avada comes flying near them like, oh God, my hair is gonna get caught. You know, they can't help themselves but look or jump. You've seen one-shot videos where they go past someone's
people
head
are waving.
and the breeze of
Hey.
Don't look at the drone. Hey.
Yeah,
You
don't
know?
look at the drone. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. That was in Canada, Gary says.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, that's and kudos to the gentleman. Hold on, his name is Thomas. Well, the guy who created the video, Thomas Hopkins Photo. He did give us permission to play his video, and I hope he does a lot more. Hey, 8130 Manning Avenue, Fort McMurray. I don't know what that is, but okay.
I guess you're gonna go by there and try to fly your drone, Gary.
Hey, see Gary. Hey, I saw this place on his live
video,
stream.
right? Don't
Can
get
I
dragged
fly
out
in
of
here?
there.
Yeah, can I fly here too?
Don't get dragged out of there. Do your police officers carry those magic wands?
Oh, the kabong sticks.
Yeah, the stop, drop, and roll stick.
Those retractable ching.
Yeah, the ones you whack him with it, he's only gonna stop, drop, and roll because it hurts so bad.
Think he's putting out a fire, huh? He's rolling so much. He's really wincing in pain.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny. Listen, if you guys haven't clicked the like button, then please do. We would appreciate it ever so much. That's your way of showing support as well as being here. And never mind
Mhm.
those guys. I was gonna say let's do a drop and a shot, and you were like gulp, gulp.
Okay, let's do a
So
drop
you
and a
just
shot.
did it. You just did it.
No, we didn't. We
Okay.
didn't do the drop.
Oh, he said. Oh, see, Gary says Fort McMurray is in Alberta, about 2,000 miles away from him.
Really?
Okay.
Is that his name? Because I know Alberta live over in Bed-Stuy.
Not that Alberta.
Oh, okay.
Not that Alberta. But anyway, happy hump day to you guys. We appreciate you all, as always. And I need to move this cup before I knock it over. Then I'll be upset.
Yeah, but Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys.
Yes.
Avada.
You know what, dear Lawrence?
Yeah.
You know, we talk so much about, I mentioned this, so many of these damn eVTOLs and stuff like that. And we've been talking about them for like 100 years now, it seems like. And we went from, what was that, the IP program into the beyond stage with the FAA and listening to where they're going and talking about sensor size and sensors and detecting a void and being able to fly beyond visual line of sight and all kinds
of creating UTMs, flying
and all this other stuff that they talk about. And you got companies that that are developing right here in the United States, but because of so many different regulatory things, that hurdles that you gotta jump over, they've been able to develop programs and systems and flight operation and operate in other countries where there was a need fit for the drone operations, and develop these things in other countries before, and not here in the United States.
Where they should be developed.
Well,
or could be.
Well, yeah, but like I said, there's a lot of, regulatory stuff, because let's be honest with you, there's a lot of money involved. And when things happen or things go wrong, and there's a lot of problems that occur, rushing to get something done in a place like the United States, you'll be paying a lot more money, and there's a lot of jail time and stuff involved in certain things. But
exactly.
So like when you can develop something in other places and be able to show the need for it and how it's being used and
Warren.
Like overall, like we talk about a lot of these companies that are doing a lot of different things, and the one company that is continuously, and Tom, when Tom was on the stream with us, Tom made a joke about me one time. I said to Tom there, I was like, I said, Tom, well, you know how Lawrence is always talking about E-Hang? He goes, what, you got a story on Zipline? And I was like,
yeah.
But Zipline continuously comes up all the time because of the things that Zipline is doing.
Correct.
We talked about Zipline here, like God knows. Hold on a second with the video, Lawrence. We talked about Zipline like here on this stream. What was it like? It's like we talk so much about them. Like May 5th, we mentioned on Wednesday night with those guys, the future of Zipline. We talked about when Zipline, back on May 10th when they were doing the vaccines over in Ghana. with using their systems to be able to get vaccines.
Right. Right, during the COVID.
Right, during COVID, on May 12th with Zipline, Zipline keeps coming up on top of their partnership. And when they first went into Ghana and the partnership that they got over there with the medical people over there, we talked about how Zipline started in what 2016 over in Rwanda with being able to get medical supplies from a central area where they had a hospital out to places where third-party transportation. We've been talking about Zipline for like over 2 years now. And we've mentioned so many things about Zipline and how they've saved so many lives. And I go to a lot of live streams and I've listened, and I've even had guys tell me like, and so I said not every week something in our community, in the drone industry, that there's a new drone coming out that we can fly. But in the unmanned world, and I see so much of it because I'm exposed to a lot of things, because I put myself into, maybe I am a damn nerd. I put myself involved in a lot of things, and I see.
I've admitted it already.
Like I see some of the things that's happening, and a lot of the money that's being spent, and on doing this. And I remember when, what was it? We talked about, was it on Wednesday night with those guys, 86, when Zipline got with Walmart to talk to Walmart and show Walmart, I don't know what the program was, what Walmart learned from Zipline on that, but it was a program that they had where they were working on some
They had to learn something
on some trials and stuff like that, on some deliveries, and and the hits go on and on and on, with Zipline. But now Zipline reveals a home delivery platform, a new platform.
Yep.
And Lawrence has this video here. This is crazy.
The eVTOL with accuracy.
The volume on it.
Oh,
the one with the family.
See. This isn't the one with the family. I thought
you got the wrong video, bro.
Hold on, I got it here. We're on point here. Easy click, 1, 2, 3. Huh? Water?
No, I got water. Tons of it. Yeah, see, when I saw this video, I was like, wow.
It's about more than dinner time.
Is it? It's more
and accuracy.
Diapers.
Wait till you see how accurate
more than
it is.
Vaccines.
How accurate?
Because of that droid.
It's about reinventing delivery.
I don't see it here.
Fine. You can hear it fine, right?
Faster
I can hear it, but
fewer emissions. Whisper quiet. But this is so much more than a drone company. This is autonomous logistics for everyone, everywhere.
They sold me on it.
Did they?
They sold me on it with that actual device.
It's kind of skipping a little bit. I don't know what the hell is happening.
Hey, Tammy Jean, how are you? You're listening during
what I did in like I said, we've been talking about Zipline since we've been doing live streams.
Yeah,
definitely. Pretty much we decided that we could sit up here and we could talk about a lot of things, and we could talk about something, and then we could talk about anything, but not every day there's a problem with your drone. and not and
Not every day a new drone is coming
not
out.
every day a new drone is coming out. But I do see a lot of things happening around us that influence what we want to do. So when I saw this going on, and I said, wait a minute, well, Amazon is going, everybody's getting involved with Zipline. We always talk about Zipline. And, you know, like I said, Zipline has this new home delivery system that, you know, is supposedly quietly and it'll deliver your your package more quietly and up to 7 times faster
In fact, they
than
claim you will not hear the drone.
traditional automobile delivery. You know, Amazon, or not sure why I keep saying Amazon, but Zipline has been working on and developing this P2, this platform 2,
Yeah.
for a few years now, and you know, it's supposedly to offer optimal customer experience, like they call it. You know, to well, Zipline will. Here's how this works. That Zipline drone, right, will fly about 300 or over a little over 300 feet
Yes.
AGL over your head, over above ground, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll arrive autonomously at your delivery destination, and it will use that little droid that has those built-in fans or motors that will safely drop this package down to its destination spot in your backyard or your yard somewhere where it's safely away from
Yeah, this little device right here with
the
the
criminals,
propeller on it.
the loader. Yeah, see, but that thing is where they get their they I guess they charge up and load there in that little docking station. But anyhow, this you know, they say that a couple of healthcare facilities and restaurants have jumped on board with this, believe it or not. You know, so this is what Zipline is claiming, that they've already signed on for Zipline's new platform. How well it's going to work, who knows? I've seen several videos and stuff on it and how they plan to implement. I know how the older system worked, which is
Right.
they're both very similar, and I think maybe this system might take over. But Zipline now is with it has a with Sweet Green is in a is partnering, like I said, with Zipline. Sweet Green is partnering with Zipline to and so they want to, like I said, everybody talks about this customer experience. That's what they're just trying to sell people, like this feeling that doesn't really exist, you know.
Yeah.
So they want to, they're marketing with them because they're saying that this is 97% less, less energy than traditional automobile. Now it's not only is it less energy, it's less energy, it's faster and it's less energy that is taken from traditional automobile to be able to make 1 7-ounce delivery, even though a traditional automobile can take maybe 27-ounce deliveries. I mean, I'm just
Right.
saying, I'm not stupid, I'm not crazy, but I'm not stupid either. I mean, a traditional automobile can carry maybe like 20, 30 7-ounce you know, packages, you know, as opposed to the one.
Right.
Maybe I'm the only one that sees this, but you know, we argue that. But you know, I'm all for the drone, but when you start talking about having to get your damn
Good night, flying.
your sandwich or your ointment, you know, you could have got your ointment when you were down at the damn store, you know. You know what I mean? I just look at it. I mean, for certain things, like I said, medical use, yes, I get it. You know,
Right.
this,
That makes more sense than
you know,
someone getting a sideways cheeseburger at 3 a.m. or 3 in the afternoon.
they don't. And it's funny because you talk about the trials that are going on with all these other companies that's doing it. I think they lock that service off around 10 o'clock in the evening. You can't get it in the middle of the night, waiting out in the backyard, waiting for like them to deliver a sandwich or something, or a 6-pack. Well, you're not getting a 6-pack of beer; it's too damn heavy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
at 3 o'clock in the morning. But there's a lot of a good use for stuff like this. Like I said, so they said, was it Michigan Medical is on board with this,
Mm-hmm.
and they plan on doubling the number of. I ain't even had that many drinks, man. They plan on doubling the number of prescriptions, not the number, the number of prescriptions that they fill in-house at their in-house pharmacy.
Right.
Yeah, they plan on doubling the number of so was it, they said Intermountain Health is also going to use it for to leverage their prescription delivery service.
Well, if you remember when they came to United States,
Mhm.
it wasn't like we're coming here to work. We're coming here to show you how we do it in Africa. And they were accepted in the United States with
Mhm.
open arms because of their pinpoint drop system.
Well, it's funny you say that because their drones. We all remember the old system with the launch system, the catapult. This thing was able to fly a mission of 150 miles and return with military GPS accuracy and come back and to their catch that. So we because we also talked about when I'm glad you mentioned that. Wednesday night with those guys, 114, when they were looking, when Zipline was looking to hire people who had knowledge in such things as military grade GPS and as well as Part 135 knowledge. They were looking for people who had that. So like I said, when we were talking about Zipline for like 100 years, it seems like now, man, this last 2 years. I'm talking about Zipline. The story after story comes up. Future Flight drops a lot of stories on it. And a couple of other places, is out there, and I see some of these stories like weeks before you even see them in like Drone DJ and stuff.
That's true. Yeah. That is true. We do see a lot of drone news.
If you check out like the government and stuff like that, the government will tell you what's happening before it even gets to.
But getting back to the verbiage, because the live stream is stop the BS verbiage. Guys, do me a favor, do yourselves a favor, do your YouTube channels a favor.
You got it.
If you're going to talk about a subject, know what you're talking about. I see a lot of live streams out there. Do I know what I'm talking about all the time? No. Stop, Herman. Stop. The point I'm making is I hear a lot of stuff being repeated on live streams sometimes. And I'm like, I just shake my head. Sometimes. And I'm not saying all the information we have is proper and correct, but we verify our information. We try to confirm.
What's funny about that? You mentioned that because I remember there was a joke that happened with was that the Arizona to the and Tom was like, "What Civil War in Arizona?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it was
right. Things like that. Yeah, it was.
And I was like, okay, yeah, we got the states.
Uncle Bill's toy said, "Wow, my stream would only last 12 minutes." No, I'm not trying to say it in a bad way. I'm just
What
saying, if
happened?
you're gonna. Uncle Bill's toy said, "Wow, my stream would only last 12 minutes." Then,
How?
I don't want it to be interpreted the wrong way. All I'm
What's
saying
wrong?
is,
No,
how
I'm
could I
just saying.
say how could I say it without sounding
What did you
mean or
say to
nasty?
insult everybody in the chat now?
Stop. Stop. I didn't mean it that way. I just mean it's I go to
Listen,
some live streams and I listen to the conversations and
no, I'm just saying to you that
I'm in
I
awe.
was just saying that I was listening and I'm like, and I was just saying that we've been talking. I see like this. It's inevitable because Zipline comes up all the time, and
Yeah.
they're doing so much work. And like I said, we've been talking about Zipline for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I had brought this to your attention. I was checking out something there, and I was like, I heard somebody say that, oh, I never knew that Zipline was doing so much things like this. I was like,
So either you've never come here to this live stream and
or
heard
you
us talk
just
about
not really into drones
listening.
because they're all over the damn place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, Zipline is everywhere.
It's true. It's true. I mean, to not know something, there's nothing wrong with it. We all
I
know a
mean,
lot,
no, I mean, I'm
don't
not
know a
saying
lot
you
of
have
shit.
to know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I
No,
don't know
we
shit
all
either.
don't know everything.
But I mean, they're just like this is like Zipline is everywhere. I just heard so many stories about it. You know, you talk about,
Maybe. Well, never mind.
And I'm just saying that, with this talking about this, like I was telling you about with from this new system that Zipline is supposedly have out, that a couple of healthcare facilities, I told you, and they said restaurants and stuff have already signed up to use it. And Zipline is trying to be able to get this thing, I guess, into the inner city, because that's been always the question, is like, can drone delivery be done in the city? And I still say no.
Right.
I mean, I still say no, because even companies like I should say Amazon, but
Amazon's on your
UPS,
brain, huh? You expecting a
yeah,
package or
because
something?
no, because they're like the because that's what they do, shipping and handling.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but like UPS. They're interested in drone delivery too. But UPS was interested in drones more so, not only with the partnership, because they were the first ones to do it with Matternet, but they were interested in developing more towards being able to move stuff from one UPS location to another UPS location and quickly, without having to, and when it's not on, if it's not on that truck for the day, it's
Yeah.
not going.
Right.
But if they had something they can shoot it over there real quick, it forms another way of getting packages moved quickly to, like, say, like from here to Jersey, or from here to like another UPS hub someplace, which probably would be Jersey. That would make it a little quicker, than having to wait till the next day to move those little 5 to 10 items that are going to that hub. It's just one other idea and thing that they had in mind with it. So when you talk about drone use and making deliveries, we talk about Zipline. We talk, like I said, Zipline has said that this new system that a few companies have already joined to do it, and it mentions that I've seen where they talk about Intermountain Health. Like I said before, they're going to use it to leverage for their prescription plan as well. So, and their home, they're for their home delivery
Right.
in in the Salt Lake City area.
Yes.
They're talking about the inner city metro area, and once again, like I said, 150-mile travel. And like I tell you, this can kind of work. And people will say, no, it won't work here in New York City. And I tell you truthfully, yeah, it can kind of work here in New York City. Because we have places here in New York, right here in the city, right here in Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right here in Brooklyn, where people have single family and 2-family homes with a backyard and these things. Right here in this area, where this thing could actually fly at 300-400 feet in the air,
Right.
and deliver in their yard. Now, will have somebody hop the fence and steal their shit? I don't know. I can't say. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Will
Well, according to this
the dog
device,
jump on it before you get there? I don't know. But they say that there are companies who have signed on to use this. You know, and they mention a few.
you should, Angie.
And you know, I'm just checking it out. You know, like I said, you know, they're using it for, you know, different things. Like I said, most of them are talking about prescription delivery, being
Right.
able to fill, you know, those prescriptions quickly, being able to double the amount of prescriptions. I don't know how many birds they're gonna get to do it, but
Right.
you know,
Angie says
there's-
they even have a drone service up at Walmart. She's not sure if it's in full service, but
Mhm.
she's been seeing people go up and asking them questions
Okay.
about delivery.
Ask him if you can get some ointment.
Ointment for what?
Whatever you might need it for. Deliver-
Yeah, Angie, you should say I'm an employee here, and I need to see if this drone thing works. Could you please
get
deliver
the
something?
app, go get the app and get some cream or something.
Yeah, download the app,
Band-Aids.
Angie. Have the drone take off and deliver it to you in the parking lot, and you record
Get
it.
Get
Could
some
you imagine?
Band-Aids sent to the house.
Yeah, something. See if you can get some footage. That would be cool, Angie.
I
Definitely.
mean, but you still have to live within a certain radius of the
Parking lot's a certain
the-
radius.
no
I
of the
know.
hub, which is
Okay,
where it's
okay.
delivered from.
I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. You do have to, and don't think you can go to the parking lot and have a drone drop something down to you. I will see what I can do. She says, I got to investigate for the drone community. They said it was through Drone Up. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
Drone
familiar
Up.
with
Yeah, Drone Up is doing it.
Yes,
With Walmart.
yes.
Yeah, Drone Up and Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you
Oh,
could
yeah.
get, if you can record a delivery or something like
we've
that.
done those stories too.
Yes. If you can shoot us a drone delivery, like Armin said, order some ointment or some Advil or something. As long as you're outside, isn't it a law that meds need to be directly handed to the patient or representative? If a drone drops it off, there is no guarantee who retrieves it. Barkley says.
I don't know how that's worked.
Say
I
it
don't
with
think
your
you're
chest.
getting anything from I don't think you're getting prescriptions filled.
Right, over the counter.
This is what their ideas and plans are for the system.
Right.
I don't know how if they're allowed to do that yet, or there's a person pre-signed for it.
Right, like
and
Barkley.
Delivered.
I might be able to answer also, Herman, for the perfect. I see what he's talking about. For example, my nephew before he passed.
No, my father
he was in
delivered too.
Memorial Sloan, and for some reason, the pharmaceutical companies would not send the medicine to the hospital. So what they would do is send the medicine here, and then I would take it to the hospital. If something like that, Barkley, I could see there being some kind of law.
What I'm trying to say
issue.
to you, Lawrence, my father receives medication here at the house too.
Right.
He lives downstairs. He gets medication sent to him at the house. He has to sign for it when it comes.
Right.
Now, with something like that, I don't know what, once again, the regulatory standards that have to go through the hurdles that they got to get through. I don't know how they're going to work that out. I'm not on that side of it. I'm on the side of sharing the information that I get with you. If I get that information, and I would like to know that too, how are they getting around that? Do you pre-sign for it?
Right.
Somewhere like because
makes
you
sense.
know how you sign like documents with somebody on the internet? You're not actually signing your damn name.
True, but it is a
Like when you
signature.
get your
You can
cell
put an
phone,
X. Yeah.
right? Your cell phone, you pre-sign when you purchase one online. With that sign shit, you got to just hit the X's on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not signing anything.
But according to them, you
But
are.
that's
All
a
it has to
digital
do is
signature thing. So I don't know. Maybe it's the same way. I don't know. Because you can't get a cell phone either without somebody signing for it, but you can do the digital signature thing that they have and get your cell phone. So maybe it might work the same way. I don't know. That's a good question.
yeah.
The minds will never know.
Well, Angie, you got a lot of homework to do.
Yeah. But like I said to you,
Hold on. Excuse me a second. I have to hit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize the number, so I hit decline.
well, a lot, like I said, a lot of people are impressed with this thing. Like the CEO of Michigan Medicine, what was it? Marshall S. Whatever his name is, Rugen.
Yeah.
He was impressed with the system, talking about the efficiency of this system. And they talk about how being able to use something like this to improve the speed of the care to their patients is something that they're on board with. So everybody's impressed with the drone. I don't know if it's about how it flies and things like that, but they love it. They like it. You know,
It's getting used. If people are using Gary.
Well, I'm talking about the new system.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the new system.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we talk about how Zipline, right? Zipline made the biggest jump when they first started out in Rwanda. You know, well, Rwanda is also going to use this new system for their last mile delivery for at homes, hotels, and other healthcare.
Right, so that they're going to multi-use.
Yeah, and I won't even try to pronounce the city that it's going to happen in because I'm not trying to embarrass myself.
Good evening, Mr. Skyfly. How are you? Welcome to the stream.
But I'm tempted to do it, but I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they plan on
understand.
using it and elsewhere around the country. So I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to work, how they're going to roll this out, how well it's going to work for Zipline. Because, like I said, if you want to hear anything about Zipline, shit, we cover. How Bookie said, I cover anything you got. Well, anything the Zipline got, we covering it.
Okay.
And it's not that I got stock in the company; they just doing some damn good work with their drones. You know, we've talked 1,000,001 about the wonderful, wonderful work that Zipline is doing. You know, we could talk about Zipline for days and days and days.
Yeah, you're right, because they have enough information to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't want to sound bad when I was trying to say what I was saying. I was just trying to stress the point that it's good to know what you're talking about sometimes.
Yeah, true. I mean,
you know, I mean, there you have people who. Never mind.
Yo, but if you
want to know
what's going on, if you want to know what's going on with the urban air mobility, this is the channel to check it out because we cover everything that they got.
Yeah, because they don't come out with new drones every day.
I'm not trying to run a commercial, but this is what we talk about weekly here. You know, and if you know interested, check it out. I mean, it's something interesting.
In other words, if you want to know if you want to know what's happening in the drone community, we try to share what we know or what we found out. If you want to know what's going to be flying around in the skies within the next 2 to 3 years,
And I keep
you
my
come
ear
here.
to the
We hope
streets
you
on
come
what the
here.
FAA is talking. And we've had Ryan on the show a few times, Ryan Latorette, and I've been, helping him out and pushing the word on a few things about, preemptive laws and trying to get stuff out there and
Mhm.
trying to push on this. We have a bill in the Senate and one in the Assembly right now for drones, and one for the preemptive laws in the local area to stop
You
local
mean
municipalities
the
from.
S4650 bill?
Well, that's the one in the Senate that's from the state, for the state to
Yeah,
for
you guys click this
come up
link.
with
This can apply in your state as well.
but the other
Um,
one was the for the preemptive uh laws, as far as to not allow local municipalities to create unlawful drone ordinance. But anyhow, moving right along with that, but saying we talk about those things, and if if you're interested in those things, this is the channel to check those things out. I'm just, it was something that Lawrence and I were interested in a long time ago, and we felt that we might want to share some of the things that we've talking about with other people. Some
right.
people told me that, oh, that ain't so interesting, but then now I start seeing other live streams talking about some of these things. So I'm like, it's interesting to somebody because this is where we go in the future. We're not heading backwards. So,
Scott Nadeau asks, is
yeah.
there any word on the Air 3? No, for the
On the Air
simple
3,
reason.
I haven't heard anything. I keep a list. I keep a listen to DJI's marketing and development team. What was it? Deals and Osita LV, Deals
Yes,
drone.
yes,
You know,
OCTA 55 or LV
you
or
know, you'll see them leak more stuff than a little bit. Like you talk about a sieve. Yeah, you go. It's
yeah.
like it's not even a secret anymore.
If anything is coming out, welcome
Mm.
Scott Nadeau for popping into our live stream. If anything is coming out, I'm not saying we do not get first dibs. Drone XL, Drone DJ, all those guys get that information first. We do a little research before live streams. We say, what do we want to
Yeah,
talk about on Wednesday?
I
That's
I
how it goes
find
here.
I dig as deep as I can find and find what I can find. And a lot of times, most
Mhm.
stuff is revealed to guys as much as it is to anybody else. It's just to create the chatter and the speak, and to speak on the subject. But most of it is just to create that verbiage,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what happens. You know, you know, like I said, deals drones and says, and then you got a few guys that claim to know they get inside information. I'm
Hmm.
not going to claim and tell you I claim to get no inside information, and I happen to know people who actually test some of these drones and do some of these videos for DJI, and I still don't get any inside information.
True. Like you
But
went to
if
the
you're, but
you
if
went
you,
to the
but
X
truthfully
Dynamics
speaking,
thing they had. That was X
who,
Dynamics, right?
what?
Which one did you go? What did they have at Calvert? This
Oh no, I went to Air Peaks.
Air
And it's
Peaks.
funny. It's funny. Some of that information that I got from that stuff was a little bit, and
Sketchy.
yeah, and then I had some more video and stuff from it that I would have liked to have shared, but Air Peak. Sony is kind of funny with that Air Peaks drone. They had two guys that were flying, and they waited like over an hour for another guy to show up, and only those 3 guys were able to fly the drones.
Yeah, yeah,
No one else
yeah.
could check it
That's
out.
messed
They
up.
told you this, that, and the other about the drones. They did a couple of demonstrations with the drone. Nothing too spectacular, but a lot of decent information about the drone.
Right.
You're talking about almost a year now that this conversation I had with one of their pilots,
Right.
and
That's
still
true. Yeah, you're almost coming up on a year.
yeah, come about a year, and I don't see that drone doing
Big things. You don't see it on
yeah, you know,
on YouTube.
watch
You
this.
see those same
The-
guys flying the drone.
Watch this. The Inspire 2 has been flying for as long as the Phantom 4 Pro,
Correct.
and it's been doing what it does. And Air Peaks is going to see an Inspire 3 come out and start doing what it's going to do before that thing is in the hands of anybody else. Because, and I said this to you before, when I first started seeing this thing, it's a damn flying what was that, the Ronin sport, the Ronin.
Yeah.
So I spoke with a couple of times of messages back and forth with Billy,
Right.
and we both can't wait for it to come out.
The Inspire 3.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see
I see
another
this
big
thing.
bird. I want to see another big bird in the air.
And I'll tell you this: this is what I do know. It's not a drone for everybody.
You think Billy Kyle will get a model to demo? I hope he does, because he does
don't know.
great reviews
Does he?
on new stuff. DJI,
Hold on.
DJI seems to like sending him stuff, and
I don't know.
I think he would do an incredible review on it. He's been waiting for it. He's had the Inspire 1. You remember he had the Inspire 1 when we were at the
And he did a great
Bridge
review
in
of that.
Jersey.
He did a great
He had the
review of
Inspire
M30.
2.
So does
Yeah,
he have one? I don't know.
Inspire 2 when we were in Jersey, looking at the Freedom Tower lights.
Wow.
So I hope they do send him an Inspire 3, because I would like to see his review. You know, he's not going to bullshit around about it either. If it's crap, he's going to say, well, he won't. You've never heard him call anything crap. You have never heard him call anything crap. You have heard him say,
no, because he did not like the Evo. He did not.
Yeah.
And I get that. You know, it's like when you
but he
buy
still
a
didn't call it
Mercedes-
crap.
No, it's like when you buy a Mercedes, maybe something else might not ride that like that. If you've been in the Mercedes for so long,
If you've been in an E-Class
or if you've
Mercedes,
been
you're
in the
right.
Caddy, but you might
Yeah.
not want to. You know, it's just certain things just don't work well for you. For certain people,
It's
I
true.
don't know. And I think that's
Yep.
what happened. But then now I've seen guys love the Evo, and he.
I
Just
know
had
lots
his
of
little-
people in New York
He
that
just
fly
had
with the
his
Evo
little
and love it.
issues with it, and I get it. I understand them. You know, certain thing wasn't working for him.
I know plenty of people who are Autel fans. Greg Norman, if you're out there lurking, I know you love your Evos. I know a lot of people that love Autel. I've always loved the color science of Autel,
Mhm.
Autel drones.
Mhm.
So, not to say anything bad against the Evo, I've never flown one.
Mhm.
That's not true. I flew the Great Pumpkin, the old one,
Did
the
you?
X-Star Premium, the one that
Okay.
looks like a Phantom.
Well, you know what,
But I
Lawrence?
haven't flown anything new.
Do you remember we had that FPV One Shot?
Yeah, I got it queued up and everything.
Oh,
We playing this with audio or no?
Yeah, why not? Was it
Yeah, Benton Drones,
Benton Drones? Yeah, he's got
Yes.
an FPV One Shot of a bike trail.
New Black
This was-
Diamond DH Trail by Raven,
this was
Rope
crazy.
Trails.
It's short, but crazy. It's like he knew the whole route.
Lots of trees to hit. And apparently this guy rides a bike through here too. Because
Yeah, I guess
I
they
would
all
have to
do.
probably make about 7 or 8 runs through here.
Now,
At
ask yourself truthfully, would you have crashed?
Yes,
Flying or riding? Or both?
all of the above. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. My 265-pound ass on a dirt bike coming through here like this, and I don't know the path.
Uh-huh.
I would probably be that guy that you see crawling through here, but I would probably crash a few times.
Getting up?
Yeah, no doubt. I would definitely
Yeah.
crash.
Riding
And I
or
would
flying,
also
I would've
crash.
crashed through this.
I would also crash being an FPV pilot because that's a little more proximity flying than I'm used to.
Really?
Now, like I
don't know
said,
where the
once
guy
again-
flying is.
But once again, I would have to point out that I would probably have to make that run about 7, 8 times before I found a comfortable line. But it could be done. I'm sure I'd hit a few trees too.
I don't know where the guy is that's flying it, but that is crazy. Because
Yeah,
if you look in the video, he's taking angles. Now, guys, if you want to see the videos, if you want to watch them again, there's a link for both of them in the description of this video.
Yeah. Here's the video here. I posted the other FPV One Shot.
I put the link to the
Oh,
video.
okay, cool.
in
So
the
in the description,
of the video.
they can watch both FPV One Shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, you guys could go check it out if you want to. You know, because that was crazy. And you can check out their channels too by going to those
Yeah,
know,
Benton Drones and the other gentleman, I forgot his name. It is in the description of the stream.
yeah, check out that Benton Drones. Yeah, they're in there. FPV One Shots. If you check
Yes.
them out.
I see the links right here. Okay, and the Zipline videos.
Yeah, and the Zipline videos are in there too. So if you want to check out the
that's what's
Zipline
up.
videos, you know, they're both in there. But you know, what else we got on the floor? We got
Fraudulent checks.
well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I never knew this was a thing. And I saw an article.
I didn't until you showed me the story.
Right, and Drone XL about fraudulent checks for well, guys are preying on drone service providers.
Yes.
Ain't that
So
some
if you're
shit?
thinking about starting, yes, Herman is top notch. I agree. But if you're thinking about starting a drone business,
What
this is
happened?
something you should be aware of as well.
Thank you. But
You should be aware of this.
This is crazy because I didn't know this was a thing. But people are preying on drone service providers. And what they're doing is like, okay, I didn't even know this was a thing, but what they're doing is they're getting, I guess they get your information and they're contacting you, and they'll tell you that they need to hire you to fly something and get some shots, or to work with a surveyor or something of that sort, or work with some guy or whatever, or their survey. And
With your drone.
And this is the thing, and I don't understand how this is actually working with some guys. Because if you're working with a surveyor, I think you would be working with the friggin' guy. You know, you need to know the ground points, right? Because that's what he's out there doing, is marking ground points and taking the measurements and getting all of the readback and corrections that he gets from the satellites and everything that you would need to be able to fly these mapping missions, right? If I'm not, I mean, so what they're saying is that apparently what's happening is people are contacting you and looking to hire you to fly certain things. And they're never meeting with you, but they're willing to send you money in a check, cashier's check, and stuff like that. And they're usually overpaying you or telling you something to the effect that asking you to give money to the surveyor or whomever else is there working, and you
Thank you, Scott.
It's a lot of craziness. Because
you know what's funny about the story?
kind of, not to cut you off, but it's kind of trying to get you to take this check and deposit it and send them back the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I saw that and I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing that was happening to some guys. And
it's happening to honest drone pilots who are trying to make a business out there for themselves. They get introduced.
This is crazy.
They get introduced to someone who contacts them and says, "Hey, you know how to fly a drone?" And of course, you say yes. And they say, "Well, what do you charge?" And if you say $250, they'll say, "Check this out. I will send you $550, and you can, after you get paid, you could send the difference to me and stuff." And what you didn't mention, Herman, well, you did kind of mention it, but you hinted at it. Not once have you ever met the person in person.
Right,
and that's a red flag.
Because if a guy has a piece of property and he needs you to map this property,
mm-hmm.
You know, if you're doing orthos,
well, hold on. I don't do mapping jobs for $200.
Well, no. Follow what I'm saying. If a person is asking you to map a place, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, you're going to have somebody that wants to know what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're probably, and if you're gonna be like, and I've read the article, I read the thing, and it was one of the things that was mentioned. It was like working with a surveyor, but if you're working with a surveyor, then that means that the surveyor hired you.
Has to be there.
No, but the surveyor from what I would understand, the surveyor will be the guy that would hire you to get these images because they don't offer that. And to get survey quality, you have to be working with a surveyor unless you have a surveyor's license. You understand?
Yes, I do. Please click that like button if you haven't.
Make it simple off of mosaics, then maybe you can get away with that shit, and you might get confused and get a guy like this will fuck you up and
right.
Get your bank account set up.
So we're bringing this story. We're bringing this story out here just to let you guys know. Be aware. They're preying on guys who are looking to get into the drone business. Ugly. And if you're not 107 or you are 107, be aware if someone offers you a job for double the pay or double what you charge, and you've never met the person,
or ask you to pay other people on the site, that guy's a scammer. Yeah, don't get caught up in shit. Check it out in Drone XL, guys. If you're doing that kind of work, check that out in Drone XL. It's if a guy can't. I'm not saying that every time you're gonna meet with a person, but at least recurring work, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, and he's asking.
Right. If someone offers to send you money to do a job and you haven't met them face to face, yeah. Just be wary.
I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that nobody's going to overpay you for anything or ask you to pay other people on the side.
True, but you have to figure this, like Herman said, this story is on Drone XL, and the title is "New Flood of Fraudulent Check Scams Targeting Drone Service Providers."
And like I said, I never knew it was a thing, but I know Haya and those guys over there with the magazine. I know they do their due diligence. They get their own, they get their information. I never knew there was a thing. I never knew it was happening. So now you know, Lawrence. If a guy would tell you, listen, I need you to do this, that, and the other.
Tammy Jean said, "Give me cash."
Cash
I hear you.
Cash is good too.
Yes, but and don't take on a job where you haven't met the person who wants you to do the job and then they promise to pay you. That's all I'm saying, because I wouldn't like anyone to go out there and do a job and then find out that the check they cashed was fraudulent, and now you owe that whole amount because you've given up the difference and you've taken a little for yourself. And it has to do with don't be greedy or thirsty. If it sounds too good,
I wouldn't say
it usually is. If it sounds too good, it is.
No, but I wouldn't say thirsty because honestly, some of these guys come.
Eddie
really
Nunez, what's good, man?
nice. Eddie, what's good, Eddie? No, but I wouldn't say thirsty, but some of these guys do come with some good packaging.
Yeah.
And even some reputable companies have some people that are twisted working at them.
True.
Do some shit that's off the rails, and you're like, damn, I will never call this company again. So I'm not saying that it's not impossible.
Amazon.
Just keep your eye.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm just saying, keep your eyes open for stuff like this and companies that
Yes.
are doing this kind of shit.
Yeah, we're doing this as sort of like a public service announcement. If you didn't know, it's happening to drone pilots across the United States and around the world. It's
Well,
the same
Lawrence,
thing. Someone asks you,
be
do you
careful.
use WhatsApp? Red flag.
Yeah, I did until the bank put a stop to that shit. Bank said, no. You don't
No,
use
right. We're not going to give you money back if you use WhatsApp.
Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know them scams
Exactly.
you be talking about? That's where they start out at, the WhatsApp.
Weather's getting nice for
And not
FPV.
Cash App too.
You're
But
right,
anyhow,
Eddie.
You know
I
what,
haven't put out a video for the year yet.
in future flight,
Yes.
Urban Air Mobility leader Volocopter has entered a partnership, believe it or not, a partnership. Once again, another partnership. We're still doing partnerships with air transportation industry, IT provider, SITA. Right? That's how you pronounce it, right? Now, if you look it up, just SITA, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna find some stuff you don't want to find. But SITA happens to work in the manned aviation and airports and stuff like that. They're the IT experts and digital platform for a lot of airports and airlines and stuff like that. So they're the connections to probably why planes are running into each other. But I'm not pointing the finger. Don't forget I said that.
Please, let's not talk about pointing fingers.
Forget I said that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this makes SITA Volocopter's preferred digital IT systems partner for Volocopter. With their not only is that their partnership, but they're gonna with their systems funding, they're gonna keep their logistics is crazy because they're keeping a track of all of the money and stuff coming in, I guess, too. So Volocopter is doing a lot of things with these people. That's the partnership that Volocopter decided to get into with them. So I was checking out also with Volocopter, Lawrence.
Yeah.
That they Volocopter, believe it or not, they're doing a lot of things because they're working. Like I said, what the hell are you doing? What happened to your shock absorber pad that you had to stop?
Oh, you can hear me typing. That's what it is. All right, I'm sorry. I was using I'm using a different shock absorbing pad today.
Like I said, you're talking about urban air mobility, right? We talk about urban air mobility on this channel a lot. And what's this gentleman, Ian M. Crosby, writes that urban air mobility has the potential to usher in a new age of sustainable aviation, offering numerous mobility options to cities around the globe. And Volocopter, seems to have this pledge that they're going to get this shit off and going by the Olympic Games in Paris in 24.
They want to be doing the same thing EHang and a few other
They
eVTOL
believe
companies are
that
doing.
wholeheartedly, and they
Yeah.
believe that they're going to get this done, and they don't care what they say, what you say. They're going to have this done. What is it with their air Volocity,
Mhm.
electric air taxi? They plan to
Yeah.
have it done. And no matter what happens, this is what they plan to do. So
Listen,
I
when
don't
the
know.
first
They're
eVTOL
going to provide.
comes up that can carry an American, I'm for it.
Well, a lot of them can, but like I said, this here, they plan to, and honestly, working with SITA and all of the other companies that they're working with, you
Mhm.
know, you got SITA who's going to allow leverage their air transportation experience or expertise, their expertise in aviation to help them with air traffic management. So we want to talk about that and how to navigate through it, because they're going to help them with their urban air mobility. You know, I'm curious to see where they're going with this, and you know, talking about creating operating standards is what they plan to do, because this is what they're experts in.
Right.
You know, because this is what they do for the airlines.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, so they're like I guess that bridge for the airlines and air traffic control.
Well,
This is
go
what
ahead.
they're experiencing. So, you know, you talk about urban air mobility and who needs something like this. You know, we talk about this a lot, and it's funny that this comes up because what is it? This woman, Yolanda Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
She's the is the co-founder and executive director. I didn't have that much. Director at CAMI. And CAMI is a nonprofit organization that
Okay. What's up, Wayne B?
that they are a direct I guess communication link to bridge between new technology and new technology ideas to the community.
Mm-hmm.
They're discussing at the on the floor at the drone convention over in was that Amsterdam.
Yes. In fact, Steven from the Flyby Guys is
Mhm.
there right
Right,
now.
right. Yeah, they're discussing who needs urban air mobility. And honestly, and I say the same, you know, thing, like, you know, like Mr. Crosby was wrote and I said this is like another rich man's toy. Do we
Play
have
toy?
room? Yeah, play toy. Do we have the room for that? Is that what this is? And honestly, yeah, it is. It is, because you're not marketing it in the right way. You should be marketing this to replace the helicopter. But you're marketing it as
Right.
a new
Other
form of
eVTOL companies,
transportation.
but Herman, other eVTOL companies are doing that. They're marketing their eVTOLs like Archer to take
Right,
over the heliport in Lower Manhattan.
right. A new form of heliport transportation. Lower
Yes.
emissions,
Mm-hmm.
cheaper. And that's the thing that a lot of people like, cheaper. That seems to be the thing.
Cheaper. Which it's funny, you mentioned lower emissions, and I just heard a statistic 2 days ago saying that we were supposed to be lowering our emissions by a certain amount at the present time we're at now, and we're failing.
Well, this is where stuff like this comes in. Being able to use electric vehicles,
And I'm just
not only on
speaking
the
for the United
ground,
States, though.
right? Not understand, but not only on the ground, but in the air to replace helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was checking on the thing. You know, we talk about oh man, you could talk for hours and days, like farms with animals on it. And
Mhm.
and oh my God. We can go on for days. We
You're
talk
right.
about stuff like that, and and what it's doing to our not only our ear, but when we breathe and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to talk. You don't want to tell them about the one you told me the other day.
Whoa,
That one was crazy.
you know
We
what
got
it
to
is?
save that for another live stream.
Sometimes when
We'd
you
be
get
go,
too, when you
we'd be
learn
going
too much,
squirrel.
when you learn
You don't
too
want to
much,
go
you
squirrel.
go
Yeah.
nuts.
Sometimes too much information is not good for you.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
learn things as you get
How they
older.
say TMI? Yeah, there's a such thing.
Yeah, you learn things as you get older. Here's a perfect example, real quick. For example, you go
Mhm,
to the local bodega here in New York. You
mhm.
don't realize that dude is using the same jar of mayonnaise that's been sitting on that counter for days after he's opened it. Things like that. When you learn stuff like that, you're
You
like,
know what? I got one for
okay.
you. I got one for you. And this is the thing. And this is not. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on like that. What's up? What you talking about? You know how you go to like Costco's and not Costco's. Costco's don't have it, but BJ's has a deli counter,
Mm-hmm.
and they slice cold cuts all day at this deli counter. And I don't know. Sometimes with the time of the day you get there, it depends on when you get there and how long the line is and how busy they are when you get there. Certain conditions change. Now, if I come there on a Friday and and I want, like, say I want some pastrami on a Friday, and you got like a little slab of meat like this, I don't want that because you've been slicing that slab all week. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just gonna turn green in
Exactly.
my refrigerator by Sunday.
Sunday. That's how you get it out your car at home.
But neither of that, this is regardless of that. When I go into those deli counters, right, like that, and I see them slicing all of that meat, and they're like, you want to try it? Oh, you done gross me the fuck out for the rest of the week with that shit. Because I see all of the meat remnants that you got around that thing. Can you clean all of that off, please,
Yeah,
before you slice
yeah,
my
yeah.
stuff? Because you've been
Under
slicing
turds.
all kind of stuff here, and I see all of that stuff laying up inside the thing. I can't even watch that.
Yeah,
Call
you're
me.
right.
I don't think I'm a germaphobe. I just think that's gross. How they have all that stuff laying at the bottom of the slicer that flies off the meat when they slice it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It grosses me out to see it. And they go, "Would you like a taste of slice?" Oh
No,
God, no, never.
Herman, I walked out of a deli one time because the guy was slicing up some type of meat,
Uh-huh.
Genova salami or something, right? Now
Uh-huh.
I eat Genova salami,
Yeah.
but I was ordering a turkey breast and I explained to the guy, could you please wipe the machine? I don't want my turkey to taste like salami.
Mhm.
And he was like, it's clean, the blade slices. I'm like, but dude, you just used salami on the cutter and you didn't even, you're supposed to take a rag and go like this.
He
Okay.
cleaned the ham and he made a ham and cheese sandwich before you got there too.
Exactly. So, and you're wondering why your turkey breast tastes like freaking salami or onions or whatever else they cut before you use your sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Angie's crazy. She goes, it's extra protein.
Nah, like when I order stuff at the deli, my sister and them have all the stuff that they when everybody from the family want, and I go to the store, they got all their orders. I walk away when he's slicing it because I don't want to see all of that shit.
You're right.
Because I won't eat it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that when I go to a restaurant, they got a kitchen because I can't see what they do. Because if I see what they do, I might not eat it.
Mm-hmm. You're right. But Herman,
Yeah.
it's that time.
Wow, it's time to get out of here. Okay, well,
Yes.
guys, we appreciate you all coming and hanging out with us, and we thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Ryan should be back with us maybe next week or the week after.
Okay,
Very
when
soon.
Ryan comes back, we always have something interesting.
Oh yeah, I've been in talks with Ryan. He's supposed to be back with us coming up. You know, some big things happening right in Jersey and in Iowa and a couple other states. But some things working. We getting our way. Well, not say when we getting our way, but the law is listening. Keep fighting, guys. Keep fighting. Keep flying. Keep fighting.
This is true. Make your state a preemptive law state.
And with that, guys, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those
guys.
Keep flying, guys. As Lauren says, be safe, fly safe, be safe, or be safe, fly safe. How you say?
Fly safe, be safer.
Yeah, that thing.